Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Symptoms of the Universe.
Part 2!
Where all we have to give you is a love that never dies. Today we're going to talk about some new albums that Ed and I picked up.
Well, yours isn't new. Mine is...
His is super new.
Actually, no, it's not. It's funny you say that. I picked up the brand new release by the Melvins, which is actually Mike and the Melvins. And this actually, even though it's technically brand new and that it just came out, is that the music on this is actually 18 years old because the Melvins did a project with, his name, it's in here, did a project with Mike Kunka, the bassist for a band called Godhead Silo, who were around during the 90s, and they revisited. They went back like, oh, we have these tapes sitting around. Why don't we complete them? Because Buzz Osborne never sleeps, and if there's not a Melvins album out this month, there'll be one out next month. Which is actually another one coming out in 2 months called Bases Loaded. But what's cool about this is that it's the first time they've ever been released on Sub Pop, which is the label that, as everyone knows, kicked off grunge or whatever. And as one would expect from a Melvins album, if you didn't already know, the song titles are very interesting. You've got Chicken and Dump. You've got A Dead Pile of Worthless Junk. Oh, this is great. A Friend in Need is a Friend You Don't Need. And also they cover Annalisa by Public Image Limited. And it's so heavy. I mean, it's a Melvins album, so it's going to be heavy, but it's just so crushing, and it's got those killer Buzz Osborne riffs you've come to expect. So I love it. Get it.
All right. And I picked up Blues Traveler. And before everybody gets all upset with me, it's a pop album. Yes and no. It does kick off with Run Around, which was arguably the most famous Blues Traveler song. Hook was right there too. Run Around is okay. It's a good, fine, typical radio song. But I'm going to jump into some of these other ones. Hook, specifically, I want to talk about. Because this song, I think, is actually maybe the smartest pop song ever written. This song is talking about pop formula. There's sort of a certain way that you can construct songs that people will pretty much buy. The idea on Hook, John Popper uses Pachelbel's canon, which if you've played any kind of music, especially in like a formal band setting, you play Pachelbel's canon, you would know this instantly if you go look it up real quick. It's about 8 chords, and it's cycled forever and ever and ever. It's about 8 chords, and it's cycled forever and ever and ever. It's about 8 chords, and it's cycled forever and ever and ever. A tool or a chord progression for endless pop choruses. You've heard it over and over again. So in Hook, John Popper and the band Blues Traveler take Pachelbel's canon, they write this song about it. Now the lyrics in the song are talking about how it doesn't matter what a particular lyricist says,
and it doesn't. And I'm with him on that, because I am one of those people who does not give a flying hoot what a band sings about. They could be singing about walking their dog. I do not care. I mean, if they've got something interesting to say, fantastic. But I honestly, if it doesn't grab me, if the music does not just grab me and say, listen to me, then they could be rewriting the Declaration of Independence for all I care. It doesn't matter if the music sucks.
Right. Well, he didn't rewrite the Declaration of Independence, but the first 3 verses of the song are basically talking about it doesn't matter what I say, as long as I say it in a catchy sort of way with the right backing. And that's the first 3 verses of the chorus talks about, is because the hook will bring you back. The hook is the chorus or the part of the song that is singable and you tend to remember after hearing a song. So that's what the first 3 verses in the chorus are about. The final verse, he finally has like a mental breakdown from writing all of these formulaic songs, and he goes into like, I want to burn the cities down, and I hope all of your balloons burst, because I just can't keep doing this. anymore.
Does that sound like John Popper? It sounds so angry. Why don't you tell him about how Blues Traveler have 15 albums?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of albums.
I didn't know that, and he played me this, and I was just as ready to hate it as anyone else, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought that John Popper could play the hell out of his harmonica.
Actually, there's like this very, very prestigious harmonica award that Horner, I believe is the company, gives out. John Popper is one of their very, very few featured artists. He is one of the greatest harmonica players, if not the greatest in the world.
And you think, like, well, what does it take to play a harmonica? You hear Black Sabbath, The Wizard, and it's like... But that when you hear it, it's something else.
Well, and be something else. Okay, so a harmonica typically can only play in one key. So John Popper, he's a really cool guy. You got to look into more about him. He constructed this vest that holds 12 different. It's got 6 slots down here, 6 slots down here, and there's a different harmonica in each of these slots that's each tuned to its own key. So he can pull out a different harmonica to switch keys to fit whatever song needs to be played at the time.
I wasn't aware. I remember the one thing I remember about John Popper, going back to episode 1, we were talking about Garage Incorporated, was when John Popper played on the Metallica cover of Tuesday's Gone by Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, and that's some of his versatility. He has the Blues Traveler sound. He played on a Metallica album, granted a cover, but still played... Well, that's even more so. A Metallica album covering a Leonard Skinner song. He's also done a cover of No Woman, No Cry with Ziggy Marley, Bob Marley's brother. So he's got a lot of versatility. He's awesome. And real quick, to wrap this up, aside from Hook, which I think is a very brand pop song, most of these other songs are just really kick-ass blues jams. This band, I don't know why you never see their drummer, guitarist, or bassist on any of like the greatest at this instrument of all time lists. Like they don't even make it on there. But
it's Blues Traveler. I mean, they still got that reputation as this is Blues Traveler.
Everybody knows John Popper can play. Everybody in this band can play. If you only give them one shot, there's a live video on YouTube of them performing a concert from, I believe, 1994. Go watch that for like 5 minutes. And, go watch it until it's boring and you want to turn it off. I bet you go all the way through it. If you look at this video, the guitar player looks like he should be in a metal band, and he's playing with fairly heavy distortion. So check out that video. I
remember the music it wasn't light music. It's not. I mean, it was actually some pretty hard rocking stuff. I mean, I was surprised. I thought I was going to think it was lame. I thought it was good.
So just like you guys,
I thought they were some kind of band like Fish or Rusted Root or something like that.
No, they're just a good blues rock band, but they do just enough different things to stay interesting. Highly recommend it. Check this one out.